This is the Henry's WP200 Blueskin that we're using to seal up our basement, ICF. I hadn't seen too many videos on YouTube, so I thought I would make one to show how we put it up. I made this little jig out of PVC pipe to hold the roll while I get it lined up across the top. If you get it square across the top, you cut it using the cut marks that are on the sheet of waterproofing. It hangs pretty much straight down the wall once you unroll it. Getting it started square is the important part. The stuff also is very unforgiving. If it touches itself, it's instantly fused into one piece. It's not coming apart. So be very careful about how much of it you uncover at a time. So made this jig just out of some PVC pipe chunks in order to hold the roll. Once I get started, I just let it roll right down the face. All right, once we get it started up true and pushed in place, top couple of inches, I can take my little holding jig out of the way, and then I just start working the paper down the wall. I work it down the wall about a foot at a time. Then I use just a scrap of pink board and any kind of foam, just use it like a squeegee to flatten it onto the wall and push any air pockets down and out the bottom. The ICF wall, a little bit sun weathered. We brushed all the loose oxide off of it with just a big stiff bristled shop broom, about a 2 foot wide, 2.5 foot wide shop broom. Just blow it off, just scrape it all off of there, rub it all off, and then we blew out the area with a leaf blower to clean it off. Then we're rolling on the Henry's Aquatac primer, which fuses any remaining loose particles together and makes a nice surface. It's actually quite sticky. Even after 24 hours, it's still quite sticky. But it doesn't do anything to the foam. It just allows it to do a good bond. If you find for some reason that if it's tracking one way or the other down the wall, it's not following through down the wall, and you can use the lines, and most ICF blocks have vertical lines in them for indicating measurements. You can just see how it is tracking down the wall to see if it's tracking left or right. If it is, you can adjust for that a little bit with the way you squeegee it. If you want it to go to the right, you can actually squeegee it to the right. And squeegee from left to right, or right to left, in order to get it to go a particular direction, like this. And it will very slowly force it to go that direction as you're working down the wall. I'm going to get down to a point low enough here that I can start working from the ground. I get my ladder out of the way. I use a scrap of the paper with the waxy side drooped over the ladder so it doesn't stick to the Aquatac primer. Because I just put the ladder up there by itself, it's going to stick really bad. It'll actually pull foam off when it comes off. And the Blueskin, once the Blueskin is adhered down over the prime surface, it most definitely will peel foam with it if you try and peel it back off. So you want to make sure it's going where you want it to go before you start peeling back the paper. In this case, I'm following pretty straight right down this line. in the foam block, so I'm pretty happy with that. Once you get the paper started down the wall, the glossy side is towards the primer, so it no longer wants to stick. So if you've got the paper behind you, behind everything as you go down the wall, the roll of material won't stick to the wall. The only place I have it do that is at the very top when I'm first getting it hooked up, and that actually helps kind of hold it in place while I get the very top edge square along my line. In this case, there was a natural line right in the middle of the block, and that's where we were going, to the middle of this the top courser block. So it worked out good. I didn't have to snap a line or anything to do my top lineup with. Okay, down here in the corner, you want to be real careful you don't pull back too much paper, because if you do, the material will stick to the footing before it sticks to the wall. So you want to approach this really slowly and just pull out just as much paper as you need, just barely enough to allow you to get the blueskin right down into the corner. See? Like that. There we go. The manufacturer talks about using a wedge in here for this corner and another type of sealant in the corner to give it a smoother transition. I opted not to do that in this case because we're going to be covering this blueskin with a layer of 1-inch pink board. And the 1-inch pink board, the bottom piece I'm putting on here, I'm going to bevel the end of it, so there'll actually be a little bit of an air pocket right here, and there won't be any pressure put directly on the blueskin at this point in the corner. The pink board, the inch of Owens Corning 250, will protect the blueskin from the backfill and also add another R5 to the wall. There's other ways to do that. You can put in dimple board. When I priced everything out, the dimple board was going to be just about the same cost as the pink foam insulation, as the pink XPS 250, but I got a good deal on the 250, so we went that route because it added a little bit of extra insulation. Anyway, that's how it goes up. It's pretty easy. Just don't take off any more paper than you absolutely have to when you're working it, so it doesn't stick to itself.